All right, what's going on, Giants fans? I want to talk about Blake Martinez a little bit. Why he is my giant factor for this Monday Night Football game versus the Bucs. Blake Martinez has exceeded our expectations as a free agent. I thought he was a good linebacker. He has exceeded my expectations. He's always been, top of the league in tackles, but this year he's second right now with 73, third in solo with 45. He's got 2 sacks, 6 tackles for a loss. And he's been good in pass defense, which that was what everyone said that he couldn't do when the Giants signed him, was that he wasn't good in pass defense. But he's been honestly really good. I think a lot of it is Patrick Graham, as he's letting the linebackers play in coverage more so than playing the run. Like a lot of what the Giants have been doing, and I think the reason they've went after these defensive tackles, and it kind of hit me a few weeks ago, is that teams run play action like crazy. They're trying to throw over your head over the middle. But when your linebackers are biting up on the run and play action like that, then it's easy for that. But if you can get your defensive lineman to stop the run, then your linebackers can get back in coverage and not bite on play action. And I really think that's the way the Giants have attacked teams, especially teams like the Rams or the 49ers. The 49ers, they had the flow a little more just because they do run the ball and run it outside so well. But nonetheless, I think that's what they've been doing. So this is a big game for Blake Martinez. One, because we got to stop their run game. Ronald Jones has been really good for them. Leonard Fournette is averaging like 4.9 yards per carry. Ronald Jones, I think, is like top 5 in yards. So we need Blake Martinez to help stop the run. We can't just solely trust on the guys up front. And with no Tay Crowder, having Mayo and Devontae Downs next to him, 2 guys we don't necessarily trust. So Martinez has to be able to get those run stops. But more so in coverage. I really do think he is the factor of what Brady is going to want to do. And I have been watching some Tampa games, and a lot of their reads have been basically like, hey, we're going to run, someone on a drag route shallow, and then we're going to run Gronk or our tight end or our wide receiver a little, 10 yards and across the middle of the field. And whatever that linebacker does on the inside, that's where we make our decision, because teams have been running, cover 3, where it's 1, 2, 3 people playing deep, and then you have that wall underneath. And they've been like, all right, if the middle linebacker plays deep, we'll hit the drag route underneath. If he plays shallow, we'll hit the crossing route over the top. So that's why I think Blake Martinez is going to be critical. Like, what are you going to stop? And don't just stand there and move your feet and just sit in one zone. Make a decision, which Martinez has been good at doing this year. So when you're in cover 3, you have to be the guy that stops that over the middle stuff, Blake Martinez. When you're running 2 high safeties, well, that means the Patriots are probably going to run the ball. Brady's one of the best people at audibling and getting people in the right play at all times. So when you run 2 high safeties and bring 1 less guy out of the box, well, they're going to be audibling into runs. And that means they're going to have 1 less person to worry about, because we have a second safety playing deep, which means Martinez, you got to make plays in the run game. So I just think Martinez is super key against this Tampa Bay offense, where we're just outmatched. Like Bradbury's, we trust him on Evans. Holmes should be back. We should expect him to kind of, attack that, with like helping out that side, especially with Ryan Lewis out. I don't know who they'll start, whether it's Harper or Ballantyne Edom. None of those are guys are really good options. But basically, like, I see Graham trying to help those guys out, and that leaves the middle of the field. Like, who is going to defend that? So I think Blake Martinez really has to be big in that, man. And this could be a game where he gets an interception, where Brady, if there's one person he likes to force it into, it's Gronk. That's the guy they've given contested shots at. So if Blake can make a play on that, it can really change this game, I think. The Giants they are heavy underdogs in this game, 13-point underdogs. But if you do all the little things right, you may have a few plays break your way, and you never know what happens. And I think Blake Martinez can be big in doing that. So he's been the biggest upgrade at any position for the New York Giants from 2019 to 2020. He really has. So I want to see a big game out of him. This is why we pay guys like Blake Martinez. Have a big game. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. And this has to be one, Monday Night Football. So appreciate it. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Let's go Big Blue.